Hey, what's up everybody? ESAM here bringing you another video. This one going to be my tournament wrap-up for Low Tier City 5, which just happened this past weekend in Irving, Texas. So it was a pretty good tournament, pretty fun. I think there was about 400 people for singles and about 100 teams for doubles. And so I teamed with Mekos, because MVD didn't go, and then obviously I entered singles. So we do doubles, so I teamed with Mekos again. So Pikachu Lucas, we teamed a lot back in the Brawl days when I lived in South Carolina because of college. It's like, okay, well we already know kind of how each other work. I'm a lot better in doubles than I used to be because I used to be actual garbage at doubles. So I'm like, okay, well you'll see how much better I am and then we can play and you know, whatever will be good. And everything went pretty well outside of, or like until a very, very far part of bracket. So our first round we play against DRZL and Zai, and I do not remember who they played, I'm sorry. But we 2-0'd them. Next we played Elrox and Sage, and Elrox is a BAYO player. I cannot remember who Sage played and I feel awful about it because I feel like I always play them and I know their faces, but I cannot remember who they play, or I can't remember who Sage plays, and I feel pretty bad about that. But Elrox is the Bayonetta player, and again we 2-0'd them. This one was kind of difficult as far as I remember. Like some of the games were, or one of the games was pretty close. Then after that we played Mew Squared and Hyrule Hero, which is the Mewtwo and Link. They're twins, and you know Mew Squared was one of the ones famous for like beating Mewtwo before Mewtwo was like even super buffed. And Hyrule Hero is his brother, obviously Link, very, very talented. But this set was a mollywhopping. We just kind of did everything we want. It was bad, just like, it was not close. But so we ended up 2-0'ing them. And then in the winners finals of our pool, in order to advance to top 8, so winners quarters of the whole tournament, we played Lima and Sheen. Lima being obviously the Bayonetta player from Texas, and Sheen from Chicago, and playing Lucina and Falcon. He actually went both of those because game 1 was pretty not close. He was playing Lucina that one, and then he switched to Falcon game 2. But either way, like both of them played pretty well. I wasn't really threatened by either of them. I don't think Mekos was either. And so we advanced into top 8, which was the next day in the morning because of scheduling stuff and some stuff I'll talk about later. So top 8 at that point, we had to play against Abadongo and Larry Lur. And as I mentioned, it took a while for us to have a struggle in this tournament, and this set was not struggle yet. We 3-0'd them. Some of the games were pretty close, but one of them was pretty dominant. And it was always one of those, like, since we have a healing team, since Lucas can obviously magnet my T-Jolts and my Thunder. Thunder heals 21, T-Jolts heal about 6, so I'm able to like hit them away, jump back, and Thunder he's able to magnet for 20%. So even like close games, you know, can start, you know, separating very far because like we hit them once, we heal 20, we hit them again when they try to get aggressive, we heal 20, and so it was kind of annoying for teams to really deal with that. So we end up winning that 3-0 to advance into winners finals, where we had to play Captain Zack and Tweek, and this was very difficult for us, not for them. They kind of destroyed us. Games 1 and 2 were fairly close. Game 2, I remember we were winning, and then we got double finishing touched. Mekos was at like 45, and I was at like 90. They ended up being a 2-stock victory for them, so that was pretty close for them. Game 1 was not super close, but not close kind of thing. I think it was a very either low percent 2-stock or like a very high percent 3-stock. And then game 3 was just not close. They were just able to use their teamwork so well, mitigate our teamwork. You know, they didn't really let us heal. Mekos was uncomfortable versus both of those characters, and we had talked about that. It was like, I'm pretty uncomfortable versus Cloud and BAYO, and I can handle everybody else, and then we had to play the best Cloud and BAYO team, so we ended up losing 3-0 to that, and puts us in losers finals, where we ended up having to play Mistake and Zero. And Mistake and Zero, from my perspective, they weren't that challenging, but one thing that, so we were up 2-1, and we got like a really early double kill or something on them, and then what brings it back for Mistake, or his Mistake, got a really sick combo on me to actually kill me. It wasn't like off the top, it was off the sides with forward air, and then at the same time hit Mekos at like 10% and killed him, and I wasn't ready for the combo to work as well as it was, so I didn't Thunder Mekos because I didn't think he needed saving because he was at 10 and he shouldn't have died, but he died. So, you know, the 2 stocks we got at the very beginning were that, and then we ended up, or Mekos ended up kind of choking a little bit. Game 4, I remember, you know, he kept approaching the Bayonetta, and, you know, even though, like, I could have been there to, like, protect him or things like that, just, you know, BAYO is a character that can drag you off, and, you know, how far can I go to save him, especially if I'm fighting Zero as well. So it was kind of difficult. We end up losing that 3-2, getting 3rd place in that. In Smash 4 singles, my pool, so this was a 2-day tournament, obviously, so it was Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday is all the pools, and then Sunday was top 8 doubles, and then top 8 singles. So my pool, my round 1 was against Glazo, and I'm pretty sure that was the day-to-day main that I played. He was actually really fun. He was like, I'm so excited to play you, and he got a stock off game 2, and he like super popped out. He was like, yeah, I got a stock, I'm so happy, because game 1 was very not close. So he was that's pretty fun. I like playing the people that are like super excited to play me. It's just really fun to like think that I'm like that important to them, that it's like, oh my god, I get to play you, I'm so excited. Then after that I ended up playing against Yosh, and Yosh Actually, I dropped game 1 versus him. It was Yoshi main. Just, you know, I messed up a little bit, but he just honestly played really, really solid, and I was playing aggressive because it's like, oh, it's pools, I can do that, and then I lost game 1, and I'm like, well, never mind, and so I just started camping and playing really passive and ended up winning games 2 and 3, very slow and methodical, because, you know, I know Yoshi's like gaps and stuff, so I'm just like, okay, making sure if there's no gap here, I'm gonna roll away and just reset to neutral and try to hit you. Then I wasn't really forcing anything. It was very scary. It was kind of uncomfortable just because Yoshi's kind of a weird character, and you're never sure. Like, it's hard to kill him because he has his double jump armor, but although I can get like jab stuff, which is pretty nice. But either way, like, he played really, really well, but I did end up winning that 2-1. I advanced to play DSV Me, who honestly, I'm the worst, and I cannot remember who he played for the life of me. Yeah, like, I'm racking my brain trying to think of the character he did, and I can't think of it. And that put me into top 64 winner side, where round 1 I ended up playing MJG, who's the Kansas villager and Toon Link main. He went Toon Link versus me. Game 1, I was doing really well, and I tried to go for an edge guard. I got the fair drag down, and he up B'd, and it stage spiked me, and then his bomb blew up. So I died and he didn't, which was really unfortunate. I ended up bringing it back, and I ended up winning game 1 pretty clutch. I was pretty happy with the fact that I brought it back after dying at 40 to like kind of silly things. So I kind of carried that momentum into game 2, but MJG, obviously very, very smart player. You know, he ended up getting the first stock that game. I whipped 2 grabs in front of his face at the edge, and he just grabbed him back through me at like 100, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'll happen. But I ended up bringing it back, or evening it up with a forward smash, and then just played really solid. But MJG, again, very, very strong player. He's just a weird Toon Link. He grabbed so much. He used a bunch of arrows, which is not common for Smash 4 Toon Links. He used a lot of back air, which was very, very unconventional for Smash 4 Toon Links, because that was obviously a way better move in Brawl, but he's still doing like short hop air dodge back air, and it caught me a few times. It was really fun to play against him. You know, I respect him a lot. So I ended up winning that, and then I play against Jason, the Fox main from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Game 1 was not close, or game 1 started off close. It was kind of back and forth. Then I got the first kill, and he couldn't kill me. I lived until I'm pretty sure like 180%, and then I like back threw him off stage, hit his double jump with a forward air, and forward smashed his illusion. I forward smashed him. He, no joke, was at like 35, and he went to like 58 and just blast zone, and I'm just like, Pikachu's forward smash with rage just busted. Oh my god. It was so dumb. Like, he died mad early. Then game 2 was a lot closer. I got the first kill. He responded fairly quickly, and it was a last hit kind of scenario. I forward smashed thinking he was gonna run in. He didn't, but I was like pretty safe with the space. I'm like, okay, I'll just shield whatever he does. He runs an up smash, thinks it's over, like, I'm like, yes, oh no! And then I up smash him out of shield for it, and he was kind of upset about it. We talked a little bit after, so he was fine. He just thought he had that game. But nope, so I end up winning that 2-0 to then advance into winners quarterfinals, where I had to play Tweek. And Tweek, you know, I played him at Smash and Splash, and I was like, well, okay, but I missed a million types of edge guards, and it was still last hit, so I can do it this time. So game 1, I get an edge guard, and I win because of it, pretty much. So it was like an evenish game, and then I throw him off stage, and I get, you know, he's forced to up B like in an awkward height, and then I shield it, and I forward smash him forward, and I win. Game 2, I was winning by a lot. There were these weird little scenarios that I messed up. You know, I had this edge guard, and he kind of like, somehow he just beat out my downer or something with an up B, and which isn't supposed to happen, and so I wasn't able to kill him off of that, and that would have been the game. And then he ends up bringing it back because he's down, and you know, I have this edge guard again. Like, I figure he's gonna early up B, and so I just like walk up and I charge forward smash, and he's falling, and I just barely miss. Like, it's probably like 1 or 2 pixels away from like the spark, which is the tangential hitbox. So that was unfortunate. He ends up winning game 2, and then game 3 he was winning by a lot. I brought it back super, super close. He was at like 110, I was at like 130, and he's just falling, and I'm like, okay, well, he's probably going to air dodge or to like, I don't know what he's gonna do, and he just like fast fall downers into me and gets the sweet spot, and I die, and I'm just like, wow, he really did that. He bet it all, because if I shielded that was free shield out of shield up smash, like easy, I win the set, advance into winner semifinals. But unfortunately, it was him that ended up advancing into winner semifinals, and so I got dropped into losers, where for my top 8 qualifier, I had to play Karna, the Sheik main, and I haven't really ever had struggle with him. So game 1, I didn't die until like 200%, and I was able to get enough percent, or I was able to like just get a bunch of damage before I died on his second stock, that I was able to just clean it up pretty solid. And then game 2, I think I 2-stocked him, just played really solid, and then he like overextended for an edge guard on the second stock, and I thunder spiked him, and then stage spiked him into the stage, and he didn't attack, and so I won. At, like, I think I killed him at like, he went to like 50, so that was pretty unfortunate for him. So I advanced into top 8, where I had to play Larry, and Larry wasn't really playing super well this weekend. He was sick, and you know, I noticed it when he was playing some of his sets. Like, he dropped a game to Deluxe Menu, he lost to Lima, and again, that's not shots at Lima. Lima's actually pretty good. He played very well this weekend. But either way, Larry kind of seemed off, like his Fox was off. I played him in doubles earlier in the winter semis, which again, that was all Sunday. So I noticed that his Fox wasn't playing that well, because he ended up going Mario in the game 3 of our set. in doubles, and so I'm like, okay, well, this Fox isn't playing that well, and it kind of showed. Game 1, I should have 2-stocked him, so I kill him his first stock, I should have 2-stocked him, but I messed up an up throw thunder, so I B-reversed it instead, so he got spiked into the ground and then punished me with a nair up smash, and I'm like, okay, and then I killed him pretty much immediately after that. And then game 2, I 2-stocked him with the crazy 0 to death because Pikachu is really good, and then I just end up closing that game out pretty solid. I think I took like 30 that whole game, something like that. Then game 3, he goes Meta Knight. He takes a game because like a bunch of his hitboxes fell out, and I kind of got over aggressive because in my head I'm like, well, I technically should have lost, let me just try to force something, and then he ended up winning anyway. And then game 4, I won, I think I was at like 30 or 40% when I won, so I ended up advancing 3-1, so that's 2 set wins this year over Larry, which I'm very, very happy about, because again, one of my demons in 2016 and 2015, so I'm very happy that I'm at least able to go 50-50 with him nowadays. And then I advanced to that where I had to play Captain Zack since he lost to Mistake, and that set was absolutely amazing. I ended up winning 3-2. Game 1, actually pretty unfortunate at the beginning. I jab him off the stage, or like I trade with something, he's off stage, he tried to like down tilt, and he was in the air, so he got a down air, and so that was unfortunate. So he SD'd like 10 or 20%, and I end up winning either like low, I think I end up 2-stocking him like up throw thunder at the end or something, so I end up winning. So I win that game. Game 2, he counter picks back to smash roll, plays incredibly well, wins the game. Actually, I was winning, he started using dive kick a little bit more, and one of the uses caught me off guard because I happened to like dash forward to try to like get under him so I could up smash, and he just like dive kicked me into side B upper because I wasn't doing it correctly, so I ended up dying at like 100-110%, something like that, which was pretty unfortunate. But so he won game 2, I won game 3 on Battlefield, pretty solid. He won game 4 on Lilat, very solid. I think it was like a 1-stock with like 30 or so percent. He read a bunch of my quick attack, just played like amazingly well. And game 5, he started off with a really strong lead, got a bunch of damage, got a really early edge guard on me, just read exactly where I wanted to be to start my quick attack, and was there with a back air. I think I went to like 82, so I got back aired at like 68 or something like that. Very, very low percent on Smashville, and I'm just like, oh no, and he was at like 80 or 90, so I was winning at that point, so I was like, damn it, that sucks. So, like, I mean, you can see even in the player cam, because all the VODs will be up on Tourney Locator's YouTube. They're on their Twitch right now, so I'll link both of those down below. So I did that, and I was just, you can see it in player cam. I'm just like, oh my god, that was so good, but also kind of upset because it's game 5 and I'm losing. He ends up getting me to about 70% before I kill him. I think it was 76 exactly, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm in which time percent, so let me just play perfectly. And that's exactly what I did. The only percent I took, which was 2%, was from bullets, from him holding nair one time. So I just, you know, I juggled him, and I baited witch time, and I baited landing, and I did all this, and then finally I get him to even percent. I'm like, cool, well, so we're even. I go for some down tilt. I get a down tilt, he DIs it up, he jumps, he tries to hit me. When he comes down, I forward tilt him, and then he jumps again, or because he landed with an aerial, right? So then he jumps, and I up smash his landing. He apparently witch timed. I haven't, like, because Twitch doesn't have frame by frame VODs, I cannot confirm that, but I trusted judgment. He was like, it was 1 frame, so maybe I will look at it a little bit later when they're uploaded to YouTube. And so I ended up smashing him. He was at like 95% beforehand, so it ends up getting the kill. I pop off a little bit because that was super close, and the fact that I did that like perfect comeback was just absolutely fantastic to me, because I was just very, very happy with the way I played. And that put me into losers semifinals, where I had to play Zero. Zero got upset by mistaken winners, and then he clawed his way back in losers, beating someone to make it to top 8, I don't remember, then Abadongo, and then Lima. So I ended up playing him. Game 1, I win, and I'm playing very, very well. In game 2, I was up by like 100% second, like I was bodying him, and then I go for like a greedy up throw thunder, even though I shouldn't have, and he kills me for it, and then he just gets momentum and slowly just nickel and dimes me to about 60%, and I'm playing very passive. I'm like, okay, don't go to the ledge because he's gonna down to forward smash, and don't do that. And then he does something I thought was punishable. I think he like monkey flip kicked, and I shielded it, and I try to like run dash attack him to get the kill, and it whiffs, or like I down it, or I do something, I don't remember. And so I hit his shield, and then he power shields it, which was the most unfortunate part. So we power shielded because it was all like frames away from a true punish into like banana down till forward smash, and I go to like 80, and I'm just like, oh my god, I lost that game. Game 3, I'm tilted, so he wins more solid. You know, like I wasn't winning, but I think I was winning at the very beginning, but not by like enough for it to matter. And then game 4, again, I'm winning by like 100%, and he just slowly does the Zero thing where he nickels and dimes you and catches you being passive and catches you being aggressive, and he ends up winning. So 3-1, but I feel like this is the first time I've ever been playing Zero, and I'm like, this is totally doable. Like, I don't, you know, I'm not scared of what he's doing. He's just playing really well, and obviously I had 2 big leads, and if I won both of those games, you know, the one on his counterpick, then let's say he wins on his counterpick, then I counterpick for the first time, you know, I win that set technically, right? So I feel really, really good about how I was playing this tournament. I was very, very happy. Got 2 more top 10 wins for my resume, although it was at a B tier, so there's not gonna matter like too much, but either way, still good for like concept, and going into SmashCon, I'm really happy I have that confidence. So the tournament is held at Let's Play Gaming Expo, which isn't obviously just a Smash tournament. That had a bunch of booths, it had some Let's Players, that had a cosplay contest. The Smash part bar was probably 2/3 of the room, and then the expo was like or no, it was more like half-half, because there was a bunch of like just consoles there that you could play on different games, and there was this weird like virtual reality Street Fighter thing that I saw people doing. I don't know what it was, but there was just a bunch of stuff that you could do. But the one bad thing about the tournament was it seemed like a lot of the volunteers for the tournament were very new, and they didn't exactly know what they were doing because they were very quiet. They kept moving, so people that were in pools couldn't find their pool captains, because the people in the pool captains, since they were quiet, were like walking around trying to find people, which then made the tournament run slower. I think BAYO overall ended up being like an hour and a half behind at the end of day one, which is why we ended up having to play doubles Sunday morning instead of Saturday night, which was supposed to be the schedule. So that was pretty unfortunate, but that's, you know, I don't really fault the tournament. Like, they could have instructed them better, but if you get meek volunteers, like, it's kind of hard. So, you know, just as a heads up for the people that are volunteering, just make sure you stay like in one spot and you're just loud, and if people can't come to you and people don't know where their pool is, that's on them more so than on you. So that's something that's very important. But other than that, the tournament was really fun. Obviously, I saw a bunch of my Texas homies that I haven't seen in a while, because it's been a long time, I feel like, since I've been to Texas, since like that shockwave I was at in like February or something. So it's been nice. I got to see a bunch of different friends. Like, obviously got to saw Meko, so I saw MJG, I got to hang out with Larry, I got to hang out with my friend Lexi. So they were just really fun. It was such a good time. Like, it was very, for me, it was like a more low stress tournament, obviously, even though I had like pretty stressful matches. But you know, I'm looking forward to SmashCon, and then suddenly it's like, oh, you know, I beat Larry and I beat Zack, which was, again, super good for confidence. I did really well versus Zero. So I was very, very happy. I was playing pretty patient most of the day. So I was very happy with, again, the fact that I'm getting better at that type of thing, which was obviously my weakest thing as a player. And yeah, I ended up walking away with like $600 or $700 and a 4th place finish at Low Tier City 5. And yeah, that's going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below. There is a Switch in my room, and it is for a giveaway, but I have not started the giveaway yet because I'm going to wait for my friend Alparad's Switch giveaway to end. So I'm going to put that in the description down below, and then when that ends, I will be doing my Switch giveaway. And yeah, so obviously more content on the way, and I will see you all next time. Oh, bye-bye.